It was the middle of a crisis, but the conference room was quieter than usual. The screens showed disaster maps, seismic readings, whispers of planetary doom, all somehow less daunting against the uncomfortable silence. That silence was defined not by what was present, but by an absence. The Amazonian chair, high-backed and emblazoned with Wonder Woman's sigil, sat empty. That was now the norm for the Justice League. No Amazon among their number. The first to notice the gap was Clark. Superman, hovering in the stratosphere, scanning the globe for threats, still felt the absence acutely. His gaze lingered on the Mediterranean, where the Messira had recently withdrawn from all contact. Not just the world, but its heroines too. Diana had left quietly, without a farewell tour nor any dramatic farewell banquet native to League tradition. Just a letter. For now, the world must walk without an Amazonian. Fight well. Batman, more than anyone, felt the loss in the numbers, team readiness, threat assessment, interpersonal cohesion metrics that plummeted, but only slightly at first. What changed most was tension. Arguments, previously diffused with a spark of Diana's conviction, now lasted longer. Disagreements between Arthur and Bruce grew sharper. Jaeon kept to himself more. The League tried to adapt. Diana had always been a bridge, a literal ambassador between gods and mortals. Between Superman's optimism and Batman's pragmatism, between the explosive and the patient. But now the bridge was gone, and the chasms widened. The first mission without her was supposed to be routine, an invasion by Graxan marauders along the European coastline. Aquaman took charge. Mara backed him. But lacking Diana's strategic flexibility, the plan rapidly unraveled when the Graxans split their forces and attacked civilian ships. Superman raced to minimize casualties. Batman recalculated the main defense. Cyborg tried to maintain comms, but his suggestions, often mediated by Diana, were ignored. The casualties weren't catastrophic, but the news cycle turned quickly. Justice League fractured? Blared across the global feeds. A pattern began. Threats grown more elaborate, League cohesion more brittle. In the past, Diana would offer a plan that required faith in others' strength. Now Batman's calculative caution won out more often, breeding resentment among the more assertive members. Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern, found himself disagreeing often but grudgingly accepting Batman's logic over his own intuition. Barry Allen masked discomfort behind speed, zipping through tasks on his own instead of in tandem with teammates. In the shadows of the tower, the League debated opening recruitment. Zatanna was offered the seat magic would fill the void, perhaps. She declined. You don't need more magic. You need her, Hawkgirl agreed, but refused anything more binding than an occasional consult. Months passed. Threats were met, but victory always seemed partial. Injustice League's return orchestrated a nearly flawless set of reversals. The League barely stopped them, losing the support of local governments in the aftermath due to collateral damage. Diana had specialized in mitigating fallout and repairing trust now. The damage simply lingered. Even at the Hall of Justice's weekly briefings, Superman would look at the reports, see a pattern. The world's faith in the League was fading. Diana had insisted, the world is not your shield. You are its shield and its inspiration. Without her, they protected the world, but it stopped feeling inspired. Individual League members took more solo cases, Aquaman with Atlantis, Flash in Central City, Batman in Gotham. The organization functioned, but the idea behind the League unity felt symbolic rather than real. Then came the battle with Mongul. On the surface, it played out like many others' alien threat, Earth in peril. Superman absorbed the main assault. Batman coordinated. But Mongul exploited their most glaring weakness. Egos clashed, trust faltered, and Mongul nearly won not by force, but by division. Afterwards, battered and silent, the League gathered again in the conference room. The Amazonian chair remained empty, a reminder as clear as any wound. Cyborg, who watched recordings of previous battles, spelled it out. Every time we nearly fell apart, she stopped us from falling. The League adjusted, but not by filling the seat. Instead, they left it as it was a symbol. Recruitment continued, but no one replaced Diana. They remembered what it meant to have her there. Not power, not strategy, but the force that kept the team more than the sum of its parts. With time, lessons took root. They listened more, compromised better. But still, sometimes when thunder cracked outside or when trouble brewed, Someone would glance at the empty Amazonian chair, half expecting an armored figure to step in, draw a sword, and show them once more how to fight as one. Because some absences the world never entirely fills.